The IHWA Premier League is proudly brought to you by Shatterguard.com.au, Front Row Screens, your local streaming superheroes, and CD Dodd, scrap metal recyclers.
Six months is an awfully long time in local sport. For that matter, local ice hockey. There's been plenty of action, plenty of chaos, plenty of carnage, and any superlative you can add into the regular season. But now we are on the final night of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League regular season. Before next week, we get into the crunch time, as we know, the finals. Welcome, everybody, to round 24 of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League, the final round of competition before September action. Paul Persick with you in the commentary box, and as always, it is a great pleasure to have your company. And the first game, it is make or break for one of the teams, but it is also going to be a big momentum boost for the other, the Sharks. Currently in third place, but only a point behind. They are up against the Vikings, who, as you know, they are wearing black and green tonight rather than the usual white and green that you often see in our CD Dodd Perth Premier League broadcast. It is going to be a very crucial game for both teams. The Vikings coming off only a 5-day break this time around, compared to the Sharks, who had come off a 7-day break. Last week, the Sharks, they were ruthless in attack. They outshot the Flyers Orange 45-24, yet they had to come from 2-1 down to upset the second-place Flyers Orange side and keep their finals hopes alive. Yannick Lodge scoring a massive hat-trick in that game. He proved the difference late in the match. And as I said, the Vikings, they had a Sunday clash with the Flyers Blue, and they led 3-1. But then, in the final 15 minutes, it all changed. 4 straight penalties in P3 saw the Vikings crumble and settle for just a point in what was an amazing, exciting, and also controversial 3-all tie in the Sunday game of round 23. And as you know, it wasn't broadcast, unfortunately, but it was a tremendous night of action, make no mistake about that. But in this game here tonight, the Vikings and the Sharks will put last week's results behind them and focus on the task at hand. A couple of new players and a few number changes for the Vikings as well. Jeb Brett's number 44, Zdenko wearing number 9 this time, and Corey Boot number 38. We've also got Miles wearing number 12. Watch out for him. John Miles wearing the number 12. And also a couple of other number changes as well. Watch out for Jackson wearing the number 55 tonight. He was massive in attack in last Friday's game in their loss to the Blackhawks. And the Sharks, well, what they have to do in this game, if they want to keep control, is they've got to take hold of the puck for as long as they can and force the Vikings defenders to stream forward and expose space on the attacking slot. Carry Lodge and Langell to the attack as the cherry pickers, and you will get your goals left, right and centre. But you also got to give the direct task of shutting down one David Kudla to young Bryce Chapman. His confidence as a defenseman has really rose this season. I have to say, he's been nothing short of brilliant in the defensive role. He could stop those scoring machines, the likes of Kudla, Levesque, Holman, and even as more recently as Dwayne Piefer. The Northern Vikings, they cannot give away silly penalties like they did last week. 5 penalties alone in the final period, including that stretch of 4 in a row. And that cost them a game and a top 2 chance. They have to get their discipline in order immediately. No doubt Sean Cookson will address that as the number one issue, as you see the Vikings being huddled up alongside their coach Sean Cookson. One of those players that can really have himself another big game is Jamie McDonald. He came back into true form with a double in the first 2 periods last Sunday. And those early goals to really break the ice of this game is going to be very crucial. The ladder with one more round to go. The Flyers Blue, obviously they played their 18 games. They'll finish on top of the ladder. The Blackhawks and the Sharks, they are the main teams that we are pointing out this evening. The Blackhawks on 12 and the Sharks needing a win to keep themselves alive in the finals race. They are 12 and 11 points respectively. The Northern Vikings, they are in third, and they will have third regardless of the result tonight. Certainly going to be a crucial game for both these sides. As we mentioned, of course, the Vikings wearing a nice stylish new kit. It was a little bit of black and green tonight. A bit of Philadelphia Eagles reminiscent in the NFL. A little bit of black and a little bit of green there. We like a bit of style here at the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. And by the way, the Perth Premier League is all thanks to our title supporters at CD Dodd. Great friends of ours who have been on board throughout the season as title supporters of this great competition. Of course, Shutterguard, our power play sponsors, manufacturing German roller shutters since 1989. And of course, our media partners, Front Row Screen Sport, your number one in 2021. What a great job they've done across the season so far, not just in PPL but also in the Waffle, which also reaches its final round this weekend. About to get the puck drop very soon. It'll be Ruck starting things off for the Sharks. And they're just deliberating who's going to start things off for the Vikings. It's going to be Jan Levesque, wearing the number 88 tonight. This is all or nothing for the young Sharks. A final spot is on the line. It's go time. And the Sharks, importantly, have first possession of the puck. They almost lose it. Fumbles out to Santana. Santana and Levesque behind the goal line. Now McDonald threading his way through the slot, but they lose it. Santana. Nice cross-ice pass to McLean on the left-hand side. He's going for it. Booten clutching that in. A good save. Plenty of power on that shot by McLean with the left hand. But Corey Booten just kept his eye right in and made the save just inside the crease. First face off the night on the attacking zone for the Sharks. Ruck and Levesque. Good positioning by Levesque to get that one out of the circle. It comes out to Holman by the goal line. He's got Sedenko for backup. They're just manning it behind the goal line. That's good movement from the Vikings, but they're going to be cut off by a couple of Sharks. One of them is Jackson. He tries to thread it forward, but Sedenko is able to take the puck and break free. Lovely pass off the boards to Jackson, but he couldn't take clean possession on that one. Langell bypassed by Ruck. Now the Sharks are away again through Valancourt. He hoists it up back onto the attacking zone. Holman up against Langell. And now Lodge getting involved in that scramble, as is Sedenko behind the defensive goal line for the Vikings. And now it comes out through the positioning of Lodge. Great play from Yannick Lodge from the middle. Look to the tip in there by Langell, but it's just off the left post. Vikings will count their lucky stars there because the Sharks applied heavy slot traffic inside attack and almost had the tipping go their way. Spencer goes cross ice in the direction of Moffat, but was well cut off in the end there by Doyle. Now the Vikings are away. Miles in front of Langell, seeing the mismatch. He plays it to Spencer. Sharks again forcing it back. And again, they're moving it very quickly. The pass was intended for Zoo, but it fell in front of Natman. And now the Vikings again are away. They could go cross ice to Moffat, but again, the Sharks with great coverage on the offensive slot, preventing the Vikings from going directly into the doorstep. Oh, and one player just falling over like nobody's business there. Good defense by Moffat. Bobbles out towards the slot. Ruck releases it quickly. Langell from way out yonder. Easily ricochet off Natman's pads. And he can steadily man it behind the goal line. Natman under a bit of pressure now. Radcliffe Smith and Atkins trying to force that defensive turnover. And pushing the Vikings back. That's good play by the Vikings. A couple of new players in the side tonight that are making their first Premier League appearance. It's great to see some new talent being awarded opportunities to play in the big time here in Western Australia. Back on the defensive goal line for the Vikings. The Sharks really improved themselves in their attacking play over the last few weeks. They've really upped the pressure. Here's Williams piercing the slot. Was he tripped up? No. Fair contest according to the referee. Robson working hard there in the scramble, but they lose it to Jackson. The Vikings are away. Jackson pinned hard by Williams. Radcliffe Smith getting the stick in front. Allows Williams to go into the slot. He shoots, and Williams strikes first. That's a great start for the young Sharks. They are motivated tonight, knowing that a final spot is up for grabs. And Brock Williams, the main alternate for the Sharks side, strikes first as we go on the CD Dodd replay. Atkins was also another target, but great setup by Radcliffe Smith, using his long reach to keep the puck in front of him and release it to Williams, who had some space in the mid-slot to penetrate, go for the wrist shot, and take it to the back of the net. And so 4 minutes in this opening period on the CD Dodd scoreboard, it is 1-0 to the Perth Sharks. We thank you for joining us live on Front Row Screen Sport, your number one in 2021, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, as the Vikings, who are now under early pressure. Holman links up with McDonald and Levesque. Levesque went cross-ice to McDonald, but that one just legally checked there by Ruck. And now he's on the breakout. Ruck, where is he going to go? Is he going to go forward? He did, but was cut off by Levesque. who in turn was cut off by McLean. And now the Sharks with another defensive turnover. Back and forth they go. Levesque inside the house. Went for the shot, but just wide of the right post. And again, the Vikings have another crucial entry in that offensive zone. Rayner with a backhand to Levesque, who was in the right place at the right time. He's just out of his reach there, and that allowed the Vikings to gather up numbers on the defensive zone. Levesque will look to get it back now. Cross ice inside the slot. Sedenko, risky territory. McDonald, slap shot, didn't get all of it. And now the Sharks can move it free. Through centre ice, McLean, they're looking for an icing call, and they are going to get it. Brock Williams, who just joined us earlier with the first goal of the night. What is a very important game. This is all or nothing for the Sharks. The Vikings, if they win, the Blackhawks will be in. Got plenty of ramifications riding on round 24 as Moffat gets the face-off. It comes back out to Rayner. Moffat looking for the backhanded tip-in, but Ruck, good positioning to get the defensive turnover. Fine breakout. Is he going to go towards the slot? He does. Well saved by Booten. Cross ice to McLean. He shoots. Again, another good save by Booten. There's a lot of pressure. The backhand comes in deep in the slot from Braden maybe, and he scores. Just like that, the Sharks doubling their advantage in the first 6 minutes as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Plenty of pressure inside the doorstep. Good block by by Booten. Makes two good saves, just bobbled out of his hands, and Braden maybe seizing the chance with the space inside the doorstep to backhand it to the back of the net and give the Sharks a 2-0 lead in the early minutes. Vikings under Sean Cookson looking a little bit rattled at the moment as the Sharks again have first possession out of that face-off on centre ice. Lodge, steady onto Chapman. He links up with Lodge, but has Zoo for backup. Alongside the end boards, Moffat plays it off the end boards, intended for Miles. He got bumped off it there by Doyle. A nice frontal check. Knappman up against Zoo. Knappman hoists it to the net above, and we'll have a face-off. Next first 7 minutes, overwhelmingly in favour of the Sharks. They've played some great attack and have kept the puck in control on that attacking zone, have just executed well. The Vikings, they're often just all over the place at the moment in that defensive zone. And Yannick Lodge, who we must inform, of course, named as captain for this game. Great to have some good young talent being awarded the opportunity to lead the side tonight. So good luck to Yannick Lodge in this game, having the captaincy on his shoulders. Lodge gets it back. He's had plenty of it. Lovely cross-ice pass to Robson. He shoots. Booten bracing for that chop in from Zoo and saves it inside the crease. CD Dodd replay of this one. Lovely cross-ice pass. Finding space outside the house was Robson. Went for the slap shot, but just couldn't hit the target. But they are dominating on the shots on target early on. A collision allows Williams to have some space inside the slot. Atkins comes in, and Atkins scores. Well, the Sharks are really turning it up a gear in the early stages. In the first 9 minutes, they have 3 on the board. And as we go to the CD Dodd replay, off the face-off, it was Radcliffe Smith again who set this one up. In came Williams, off Booten's hands, and Atkins just said, "Thank you, I'll have that." And with a second chance tip-in going his way, that makes it 3 different goal scorers for this first period. But maybe Williams and Atkins scoring for the Sharks, and just like that, they have a 3-0 advantage. And we're not even halfway through the opening period. My goodness gracious me. Vikings really need to get a wriggle on because of the pressure that they're on. They wouldn't want to lose 2 in their last 3 and go into their semi-final against the Flyers Orange under a cloud. Atkins shoots from the slot. Deflected off Booten's gloves. The Sharks again forcing 2 players to isolate on centre ice in the event that the Vikings are able to get a defensive recovery. They just keep on locking it in. Cross ice from Atkins onto Williams. Keeps it in front. That's good control. Rides the bump from Knappman. That's great play. Inside the slot. Plenty of coverage here. Radcliffe Smith. What a first period he's had. He shoots. And well clutched by Booten just outside the crease. We'll have ourselves another face-off on the inner circle. First 3 goals belonging to the Sharks in the space of 9 minutes. They have really piled on the pressure early on. Great music being played as well by the loudspeakers, really adding to the atmosphere inside the Perth Ice Arena tonight. Miles, checked front on by McLean. And again, the Sharks take it back to their attacking zone. McLean, good stick check on Piefer, but Piefer keeps it in front. Moffat feigning the slap shot. He goes for it. What a shot by Moffat, and he scores. Just the response that the Vikings were after. Moffat needed to seize the opportunity. And just outside the house, he went bang, and it was home. So the Vikings, with a much-needed response as we see Dodd replay, Piefer just letting that one go gently to allow Moffat to go for the slap shot, and he got plenty of power on it. And that gives the Vikings a much-needed response and falling back the deficit 3-1 with 9.5 minutes to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Goals are plenty in the opening 10.5 minutes of this game here at the Perth. Round 24 of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. We're glad you can join us. And while you're at it, just turn up the volume and soak it all in. Set the mood on this Friday night. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. And sounds of the Dodd Perth Premier League as the Vikings take it back out of the defensive zone terribly, because look at the Sharks' frontal pressure. They've been aggressive. Back on the sideboards now. It comes out to Lodge. He's got speed. He shoots. Fine save by Booten in midair. We'll have ourselves coming from Oscar Zoo with 6 minutes to go in this opening period. 4-1. The Sharks have got a great advantage. McDonald hits them hard, but he's going to be pinged for it. The ref the arm up. But it's the other way around, possibly. Williams passes on to Atkins now. back to the former skipper in Santana. Off the post. Almost a tip in from Williams. Maybe with the hip and shoulder check on, and the referee's going to put us. And the first of the Shutterguard power plays in effect. Of course, the Vikings, McDonald, is going to sit in the box for the next 2 minutes as a result of that contact. So we'll have the first of our Shutterguard power plays in effect in favour of the Sharks. Can they add more pressure on the scoreboard? Doyle with a hard slap shot, rebounded onto Ruck. And a nice save in mid-air from Corey Booton. 5 minutes to go in this opening period. A crucial game for the Sharks, and they are playing like they want that finals berth. They lead at 4-1. Moffat wins it out. Holman just thrusts it forward, but doesn't clear the defensive zone. Onto the Lodge. Lovely cross up to Doyle. Throwing it up Langell. Flair on the edge of the... Lovely through pass onto Lodge. Ballinger go with a slap shot from the middle to Holman. Ballinger. The defensive intercept, cross ice pass onto Doyle. And now threads way through centre ice now, looking for Langell. But this one Langell onto Doyle. What can Ruck it out. Moffat pass. It's clear defensive zone. Ballancourt saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'm all good." Ballancourt on the breakout. Pass one. Pass two. Pass three. And he capped this one off. Gives it off to Williams. Just wide post. Lodge. Just alongside the goal line now. He's going to Ballancourt looking for that inside tip in. Big pack of players covering the slot. Langell had that stick at the highest point. Ruck onto Langell. Slap from Lodge. Inside the crease, a fine save, Corey Booton. And as a result of that, the penalty has been successfully killed off. Back to 5 on Vikings as we see that save on the CD Dodd replay. Yannick Lodge, plenty of power on that. Corey Booton had his eye in inside the crease and signalling one back onto the bench until the puck is dropped. And 5 on 5, it is now back. One of the Vikings newbies, like first minutes on the ice to Knapman. Took it out of the goal line. Braden maybe nice back Knapman, but it's still recovered one for the Sharks. And open ice pass, an icing call. No, it's being waved off. Sharks on the move again. Just the way they've attacked the puck. All throughout this game so far, it's really caught the Vikings off guard. Crossed ice. The opportunity not able to be converted. Zoo looking for a double. Sliding in there was Cooper, fending that one off. And now the Vikings can set themselves up. Back onto the defensive zone. 2 minutes to go. Less than 2 minutes to go, rather. On the CD Dodd score 4-1 advantage. To the playing for a finals berth. No doubt wanting to boost that goal difference as well, because it has been pretty ordinary this season. Levesque. Fresh area there. That's going to live Smith. Just missing the left post. Behind the goal line, Piefer. Second shot came in from Robson. And over the net. Face-off circle as we're inside the last minute of the first period. 4-1 is the scoreline. The two number 10s going at it. And the Vikings out. Holman. Keeping in front very well to allow Spencer to play it out of the defensive zone. Levesque. Got great speed on the attacking zone. In front, Levesque goes for it. Reflecting off Dewar's pads, and there's going to be a stoppage. Referee ruling a slash. And that is going to be against the shot. And that is Robson, who's going to spend a period in the penalty box and for the first couple of minutes of the set to the Shutterguard power plays. Sharks finishing off this the way thereafter, despite getting 4 big goals. And this will likely be the last bit of action for the first step. Obstruction there, but won't make a difference. The buzz, and that'll do it. First 20 minutes belonging to they were ruthless in all fronts, and they have a heavy 1 lead over the Vikings at the end of the first 20 minutes here at the Perth Ice Arena. Don't go anywhere. Coming up shortly where it is the shot, putting a massive advance.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
The Perth Ice Arena, the first match of round 4 of the CD Dodd Perth League, and it has been all the Perth in what win or bust game for them this season. They are for that 4th place. To show you a couple of highlights of that first period, ruthless in attacking play throughout the first 20 minutes, netting 4 goals on the all 4 of them different goal scorers: Zoo, Williams, Atkins, and Yannick Lodge as well. That's maybe rather, I should say. They really piled on the pressure, and then Chris Moffat getting that response for the Vikings with about 8 minutes to go in the first period. But the Sharks have outshot the Vikings all throughout the game, and their attacking tally. But they are going to be starting with 4 players, keep in mind, for the second period as a result of a late penalty handed out to Drew Robson for a slash. So the Vikings would need to make the opportunity here to net a couple back and get themselves back in. It is no easy task. Second period is now underway. Vikings getting out the first touch of the biscuit. Zdenko behind the goal line. What can he do? Does it well. Out. Spreads it forward. Back to Zdenko. He goes cross-ice. Was intended for Spencer. It was cleared out by Lodge. No ball, and only went past one line. Levesque playing it to the central defensive line to Spencer. And now Zdenko linking up. Trying to hoist that one attacking zone. That's where McDonald was the prime target. And he got it on the second bite. Does he have on the central zone? He plays it to the side. Levesque does well. Oh, he almost lost it. He was able to get it back in time. Oh, nice back check by Valancourt, but McDonald was able to maintain use of the puck. Tech, naive off the pads of Dewar. Easy chance gone begging for the Vikings. Last minute of the power play. They're wanting an icing call, but Booten stopping the puck right there in its tracks. Booten plays it off quickly to McDonald. Lovely cross-ice pass, Moffat. Vikings' only goal to date. Equally as good was it from Doyle to fire that one back. Miles Is it wide to Moffat? And Piefer can get clean control of that one. The Sharks doing everything they can to chew off the time. They're playing a little more conservatively. Vikings when they had their against them. Jackson receives that one from Santana. Santana gets it back. Goes it off to Jackson again. Almost losing that one. Miles from the corner. What a goal from Miles. And look at that, rubbing the ice in celebration. And they'll get the first, second period and a crucial one as we go to the CD. Shark a bit hesitant there, moving the puck from side to side, offensive wings. But there you see Miles on the corner. What a goal that was. And look at the celebrations. A crucial short-handed penalty goal at that. And that puts them 4-2 down inside the first 3 minutes of the second period, all thanks to CD Dodd. Lelick fires that one off to the attacking zone. Piefer with the defensive intercept. Great play by the number 2. Jackson, nice check. Crommelin looking to target McLean. So McLean fires it off to Ruck. Goes through 1, goes through 3 inside the slot, but good defending by Holman to steer that one away. Knappman onto Robson. Knappman gets it again. Flicks it with the backhand to Ruck, but under pressure from... Ruck fires it off. Crommelin. And McLean just holding his cheek there. He's in a spot of bother. I'll get you an update on that as soon as possible. Must have taken a bit of a hit from the puck, but like I said, updated. Vikings on the move. For the attacking zone. Maybe. Back as he got checked by Jackson. Oh, a bit of panic there. That's going to allow the Vikings to sweep in on a chance. Oh, Dewar sets up for a good save just inside. And some of the fans a goal, but I don't get it. The referee was in prime position, as we see on the CD Dodd replay, number 4. Reaped the rewards off the... He thought he had it, but he said, no, you didn't. Fine save by Dewar. Vikings face themselves with a crunch situation inside the first 4 minutes. Of the second period. Some fans making some air. We love them. So just keep it senses. It from the edge of the house. Just wide of the right post, and now the Vikings will look to have it against McDonald. Cross ice intended for Levesque. Just bypassed him there. Zdenko. Him. Wearing the number 9 tonight. He's going to get it back. He hoists through the gap of the backs above. That would have been a target shot maybe for double points, but who knows? Langell. With some spot. Whoa! Side Denko, and the referee's got the hand up. Firing it to the barriers there was Zoo, and the referee stopped it. That is against Zdenko, and Dylan Dewar as he pulled away from the crease. He slipped and fell. That's one moment we've got to put in the bill for this year. But as we see on the CD Dodd replay, the last entry, and Zdenko checking his opponent there from behind, a legal back check, and that will result in likely a penalty against him, but no one's in the box. That was maybe under infraction. And there the ref deliberating because the referee did have the hand up against Zdenko for a penalty, and yes, they're just directing him to the box, so it was a penalty along. And when you've got the hand up against you, you know it. And Zdenko knows it. So, but yeah, that was one call that was going to be made once the referee got the hand up, and that was an easy illegal check from behind. The action resumes. 14 minutes to go on the CD Dodd score, but it comes out to shoots off the pads of Booten. A nice pass towards the defensive zone now. Here comes Santana from behind the goal line. Oh, nice stick checking from Moffat. But it's Santana who fires it back to Angel. Through past the Santana, but just out of air. Piffer gets an easy intercept. Cross ice to Rayner. Out towards Moffat. But Dwyer easily clutches that one in, and Moffat gives Santana a little shove to go on with. Speaking of a little bit in the Vikings, may have noticed in the last penalties galore, 5 alone in the last period, but also 2 brawls involved lost to the Vikings, and a lot of players being a couple of plays off for 10 minutes as a result. And also on Sunday as well, so they've got to get it in order as Ruck goes for it, almost tipped in inside by Lodge. On centre point, wrist shot was a long one, but didn't get it. Sharks got the Vikings back under Santana. Point. Lodge, slap shot, bang! But off the pads of Dwyer. Another good save from him. Defensive zone. Have got it. Penalty almost killed off. Lodge rebounds off the post. Well blocked by Miles. That was a brilliant defensive effort. Jackson. Outside the house there. Couldn't get that one to go. They're going to play it back to Doyle. Gets it back to Lodge. Goes down low. Inside the slot. Williams scores. Well, they were pushing that one were the Sharks. And makes it number 5 and a double for himself. Inside the first 8 minutes of this period in the CD Dodd. But as we take a look, replay, they were just playing with patience there. Shot after shot, attempt. Booten was trying everything he can to fend that one off. But he couldn't fend off the shot made by Brock Williams. That is the 5th goal for the Sharks and a double for himself. Able to maintain solid advantage for the young Sharks, who are playing for 4th spot. But would also have to rely on Hawks' loss to the Flyers orange in the game up a little bit. The 2 number 10 hard. Spencer plays it off to McDonald. Behind the goal line, what can he do? Gets it back. Atkins. And a player tripped up Ratcliffe Smith. He was appealing for a penalty there, but not going to get it. McDonald rebounds. Good stick checking by McDonald. Plays it back. Sedenko. And now the Vikings are away again. Through pass to the path of McDonald. Finds space. He shoots. Good block there by Lelick, onto the net above. The face-off will commence. Another big coming up. FRS Sport, and the waffle season as well. Lane Park playing host to the game we've got. And West Perth, you'll have Matty Chechens and Luke Worthington on the call. Last game before the finals. It is certainly going to be a big round 22 and a big first week, make no mistake about it. But also in the PPL as well next week. First semi-final and second semi-final here at the Perth Ice Arena next Friday night. As the Sharks through Valancourt. Assessing the options now. He's going to play it straight down the line to Maybe. Who here? Firing it up. Santana. Side boards. Plays it. Doyle out to Maybe. Just bypassed by a couple of Vikings players. Open ice pass. The cherry picker was McDonald. Where's his opportunity going to be seized here? Behind the goal line onto Doyle. Nice physicality by Doyle. And he gets the defensive intercept. Great play. Riding the back check as well from Levesque. Donald scrambling for it with Zoo. And the Vikings come out with it. Sedenko. Plays it through. And the referees put a stop to it. Little hook. As a result, the referee will stop proceedings. Another central zone. No penalty will be called. Cliff Smith and Moffat. Face off. Moffat. Keep it in front. There's a the centre. The Vikings move it away. Santana plays it off forwards. What will the Vikings do? They're not going to squander that one. Piefer. And as I say that, they did. Turn the sound up as we'll give you a second instalment, an encore in the sights in CD Dodd, the Perth Premier League.
Good, right? 26 Vikings, 2 minutes interference. Stupid call. Rocky off me. Not like I went for a double hit. I literally, he bumped me, cool. I pushed him off. That's it. It was all in one motion.
If you're just joining us for the first time, half minute of the second period, the Sharks have added in 2 more.
Putting it.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
We're into the third period here at the Perth Ice Arena, round 24, the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. And it is going to be a big one for the Vikings to see if they can claw back 4 goals. With 2 more being added for the Sharks in the second. Lodge got himself a double. And Oscar Zoo getting amongst the goals as well. They lead 6-2. Heading into the final 15 minutes if you're just joining us for the first time on this Friday night. Sharks will look to move it back quickly, and they got the turnover coming. Radcliffe Smith breaks out, goes for it, inside the slot, and caved in well by Booton. Be a very damaging defender. Can Radcliffe Smith, and also can play very well in attack. And that breakout really demonstrates his versatility under tremendous pressure. Ruck wins the face-off and follows it up well. Behind the goal line, cross ice to McLean. Wide of the post. McLean gets it back. Nice quick push onto Valancourt. Off the pads of Booten. And they play it forward to Rayner. Looking for the through pass to Moffat. Past the right post. Rayner will take it. Lovely pass onto Natman, who had space up plenty. Rayner looking for that tip in, but just by the post. And Ruck looked to have illegally pushed out his opponent. Booten's pulling out, but as soon as he does, the referee's making the penalty call right there and then. And that is against Moffat. That's the second time that he is being sent to the box. And Jacob Ruck as well, he's being sent to the box. Moffat's not being sent to the box, rather. So it's Jacob Ruck, rather. That'll be sent to the box, and it'll be a power play in favour of the Vikings, and this will be the second one. And at perfect timing, too, the Vikings have got it right where they want it on the offensive zone. Santana. Cross ice onto Piefer. Piefer goes for it, and Piefer scores! Wow, what a magnificent wrist shot from the right point. And Piefer, the short-handed penalty goal, gets one back for the Vikings. Are they on the comeback trail as we go to the CD Dodd replay? Off the face-off, Spencer flicked it back. And then the Sharks tried to rebound it off the boards. And there's Sedenko. Plays it out to Piefer. And wham, bam, thank you, Sam. Lovely shot from Piefer from right point. And that gets them behind by just 3 in the first couple of minutes on the CD Dodd scoreboard in this last period. What's been a game with plenty of goals. The Vikings have got 3 on the board now. The Sharks have got 6. Lodge behind the goal line, chopped off by Liberec. And Lodge trying to get that one to go with a wrist shot, but to no avail. It'll be a face-off on the offensive circle. It'll be on the inner circle. Crommelin will do battle. This face-off will be up against Lodge, an important one at this, with 13 minutes to go. And some obstruction on that face-off, but the referee's saying, I'll have a second one. So no more, please. Zoo lays it out to Lodge, forced behind the goal line by Sedenko and Jackson. That's good defending. Liberec. Cross ice, but only as far as a couple of Sharks. Lelek was one of them. Robson, lovely backhander onto Langell, and now they're going to link up with the skipper in Lodge. Back to Langell. He goes for it, but great slide by Liberec. And fending that one off. Legal checking there. Referee's got the hand up. Legal contact, and I think that's Sedenko, yes. So that'll be the second time that he's in the box for illegal contact as we go to the CD Dodd replay. As you see here, it was he and Langell, and there you see there a little bit of holding on the jumper there. And unsurprisingly, Sedenko being sent straight to the box. And while we're at it, we've got, of course, a big festival of sport in September. We've got the footy finals as well. If you're a Geelong fan, you'll be happy with this. 35 points they lead over GWS in the semi here in Perth. But back here at the Perth Ice Arena, it is another high-scoring affair as the Sharks lead the Vikings 6-3. Santana getting taunted by Moffat, but Santana ain't falling for that. Great presence of mind by the former skipper. Move it to the outer wing. Valancourt. Intending to go cross ice for Atkins, but faked it at the last moment. Williams having to go around the referee first. Valancourt again thrusts it forward back onto the slot. Intended for Ratcliffe Smith, who had the chance to go for the tip-in, but he got checked from behind by Natman, but it was a legal one. Williams darts along the slot. Valancourt likewise, and an open ice pass by Rayner. Moffat and Santana. Moffat does well to stand his ground. Force behind the goal line. Langell with the turnover. Now they can set things up. Nice breakout from Langell, seizing the space on centre ice. Great speed he's got. This deserves a goal, but equally as good as the save from Booten. It was off his helmet. Vikings doing everything they can to chew up the penalty time. Doyle. Doyle does well, but even better, Levesque. Keeps it off the sideboards. Moffat and Piefer. McDonald barges his way through. The Vikings get another defensive turnover. It's now in the path of Knappman, first-year rookie. A couple of rookies in the Vikings side this week. Jeffries. Lovely hoist pass back on the centre ice, but it's only as far as 3 Sharks. We were just waiting for that turnover. Langell. Lovely cross-ice pass. Bang! Goes Yannick Lodge, and he scores. That was a fine setup by Riley Langell. Another penalty goal going their way. Langell setting up Lodge for the slap shot. Langell and Yannick Lodge said, thank your mother for the Rabbits as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Look at Langell. Had the space, the assist onto Lodge, and a lovely slap shot from Lodge to make it 7-3. Dare I say it, that will be the killer blow for the Sharks, and for at least a couple of hours, depending on what the Blackhawks do, they will be in 4th place. But no doubt the Sharks will be watching the next game with intent, with the Blackhawks taking on the Flyers Orange. And that game will likely determine if the Blackhawks sew up 4th or will the Sharks stay. Make sure you tune into that one at about 9 o'clock. Spencer turns it over to Robson. Robson with the backhander behind the goal line. Booten's leaving the goal crease exposed. You've got to be careful. Luckily, Booten got himself back into position. And Sedenko providing the defensive intercept, saving Booten's bacon. Spencer. Lovely cross-ice pass, Levesque. They're needing to use it well here. They've been caught off guard 9 times out of 10 in the attacking zone by this resolute Sharks defence. They've come into form at the right time as McDonald. Nice 180. He's got Sedenko for backup if he wants to go to him. He's keeping the puck himself. This is great play by McDonald. He goes for it. No, great save Dewar at the end. Inside the crease, just hanging on to that one with both legs. And another face-off. 9.5 minutes gone. The penalty has been killed off in the meantime. On the CD Dodd scoreboard, 7-3 in favour of the Sharks. They have really played into some rich form and at the right time to get themselves where they are this evening. Sharks get it out and they fire it into the penalty box. Usually where the players sit, not the puck. And we'll have ourselves a face-off on the attacking zone for the Vikings, who, to be fair, been absolutely knocked all over the rink tonight. This will not be the end of the regular season that they'll be after. This will mean at their last 3 games will have ended in 2 losses and 1 tie. The Sharks, after that win last week against the Flyers Orange, it'll be their 2nd straight win. And an emphatic one at that too to get to 13 points. The Vikings, they want to finish off with a flurry here. Jackson behind the offensive goal line. Nice checking by the Sharks defence, forcing the Vikings to play from behind. That was Doyle who applied that first check. Firing out to Atkins. Great play by Atkins, keeping the balance. Fires it off to Radcliffe Smith. Is he going to go for it from the corner? Pushed off by Liberec, but the referees say get on with it. Open ice pass, and the referee's going to call a stop. Radcliffe Smith looking a bit worse for wear on the opposite end of the rink. Just on his knees there. He may have had the wind knocked out of him for a moment. And so he's going to go back to the bench. It was a bit of a hard hit he took. He's being comforted by his teammates there, Atkins and Williams. Very sporting indeed. Bit of accidental contact there as it was deemed. So Rayner and McLean by the baseline. Starting this face-off. 8.5 minutes to go. Piefer. Oh, he has a fresh area there. And look who comes in. Maybe. Does he go cross-ice to Zoo? He's being forced back by Rayner. Now he goes to Zoo. He goes for it. McLean looking for the tip-in just out of Booton's reach outside the crease. McLean backhands it. Only as far as Moffat for the Vikings. Moffat's pass, ricochet off Zoo, but found its path in Rayner. Rayner gets it back. Doesn't go past the three Sharks covering the slot. Maybe threads it forward to McLean. Cross ice to Zoo. Has some time. Moffat plays it back. They're just looking for anything, the Vikings, to clear themselves out of trouble. And the icing call being made. Spencer and McLean. Spencer wins it. They transfer the puck onto the right-hand point. Holman, well wide of the right post. McDonald rebounds behind the goal line. What opportunity can he create here? Fires it out. Zdenko. In front from the goal line. Under pressure there from Jackson. Spencer fires it back in towards the slot. Levesque goes deep. Booton and Dewar. Changing words at opposite creases, and it's Dewar who makes a good save. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the game. I mean, easy win for the Sharks. They scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and they've added another. In the third, and so are the Vikings. But it's that play in the first period that really caught the Vikings off guard. With a 4-1 first period. Their defense literally all over the place. But the Sharks' attack, absolutely relentless. Put in any descriptive superlative that you want. Make no difference about it. The Sharks' play has been nothing short of brilliant in this game. Another face-off. Spencer getting in front. McDonald shoots, and McDonald scores! So that's 2 in the final period. McDonald has himself a double. And the score is now 7-4 with just over 7 minutes to go, as we see on the CD Dodd replay. A little bit of a jostle in that face-off. Lovely backhander from Spencer onto McDonald. And he had space to go for the shot. Inside that mid-slot. And he made it count. I would say too late. 7-4 in favour of the Sharks on the CD Dodd scoreboard with just over 7 minutes left. Now the Vikings looking for another one. Well, the Sharks out on their feet at the moment. Atkins bobbles that one out. Makes the most of the turnover. The referee got in the way there for a moment. Atkins forced to play it wide. To the path to Spencer. Goes direct. What can Santana do? Plays it to the goal line. Booton leaving the crease exposed. Zdenko going back onto centre ice now, but the Sharks having to force the Vikings back before McDonald and Zdenko link up and create that opportunity inside that attacking zone, which was fleeting. Radcliffe Smith, the courageous little man. Nice second effort to get that one out to Williams. Williams himself produces a fine second effort. Williams out the back. Gets side-checked by Zdenko. Williams hoists it to the outer wing. Radcliffe Smith backhanded towards the goal line. Atkins getting scrambled in that one by Zdenko. Radcliffe Smith gets another one. Levesque recovers it. Pass intended for McDonald, but Valancourt read it brilliantly. He's had himself a good outing tonight. Valancourt, wrist shot. And on the chest of Booton, and he's just going to stone that one in. Inside the goal crease. Those Geelong fans, they'll be very happy tonight. 35-point winners over at Optus Stadium tonight, so that'll be another prelim for them and one win away from the grand final. Miles Out of the face-off with the puck. Turned over. It's rebounded back to the defensive slot of the Vikings where Piefer clears. Well played by Miles. He goes for it over the crossbar. Piefer rebounds it back into the slot, but Doyle was right in the thick of it. Lodge explodes through the attacking zone. Lodge looking for a hat trick, but won't get it. Booten with a good save. Lodge, it could have been his second straight hat trick in the last couple of games. And McLean and Crommelin is back in the Vikings side. We'll start things off. Liberec in motion. Natman out of the face-off from Crommelin. McLean, good pressure from behind the goal line. Turned over onto Oscar Zoo, looking for the double. Hoisted high, and Booten clutches it in just outside the crease for another good save. 5.5 minutes out from the end of the game. The Sharks in a convincing position at the moment. McLean wins it out. But Jackson just storms out with the puck and breaks free. To the right point, he shoots. Didn't get all of that one in. Rebounded. Liberec now, and down low goes Dylan Dewar with another good save. And some pleasantries being exchanged there. But in each interval, Sharks 4-1, Vikings 2-1. And at the moment, it is 2-1 to the Vikings in the last alone. Face-off being won by the Vikings. They've got players pushing back. Turned over. Robson. Onto Atkins. Atkins plays it back cleverly. Open ice pass towards the goal line. Holman. Just where Rive Potvin for the Flyers Orange is warming up. And that's where the next game we play the Flyers Orange and the Blackhawks. A little later on, you can join us for that on Front Row Screen Sport as Sedenko breaks out of that defensive zone. The pass intended for Crommelin. And it's an icing call. But what the Vikings were after, considering they had themselves a really good setup. There'll be a face-off on centre as a result. Spencer bobbles it out onto McDonald. With 4.5 minutes to go, Valancourt over the head of the referee, but the ref's blowing the whistle and putting a stop to proceedings. It did go over the barrier. We'll have another face-off. Inside the slot, the Sharks. With greater attacking coverage at the moment, maybe. Pushes it forward to McLean. Off the sideboards they go. Valancourt gets it back, hoists it high. But Sedenko in front, and he was held without it. Oh, the referee, I'd have to say, making a late call there. McLean was holding on to his opposition jumper. And unsurprisingly, the referee putting the hand up and signalling a penalty. As we go to the CD Dodd replay, this will state the obvious. Make your slow motion. And as you see there, McLean holding on to Sedenko. There it is. The referee spot on with that decision. Although a little bit later than usual, but got the hand up from the opposite end right on time. So 2 minutes in the penalty box for Sean McLean. And the Vikings have a power play to their advantage. Levesque coming in from deep. Booten flicks it forward. Putting himself well forward of his goal crease, but he's got the Vikings defence under control in that passage. Natman threads through the attacking zone. Natman, is he going to play the puck wide? He does to Levesque. Levesque inside. Booten deflects off the glove. Doyle, another open ice pass, and again Booten pushing forward. He fires it off to Natman. Natman again plays it wide. Levesque, he's got Spencer in backup. Does he go to him? He's under pressure now from Lodge. 2-on-1 scramble just by the boards. Not a lot of movement. Spencer and Lodge trying hard, but in the end the Sharks emerge with it. Chapman, another open ice pass, and again forcing Corey Booton to get out of the crease and release a couple of teammates. Natman was one of them. Natman to McDonald. Well, McDonald had himself a bit of hesitancy there, and a bit of a high stick there being ruled by the referee. There'll be another face-off resuming. 50 seconds remaining for Sean McLean's penalty. The Shuttleguard power play obviously in effect. The Vikings 5-on-4. With just under 3 minutes to go in this match. Vikings win the face-off. It's pushed back to Sedenko. Sedenko has Holman for company. Sedenko breaks out from defence. Goes past one. Goes past two. But forces it back to Rayner. Rayner going cross ice. It finds Miles off the post. But it's rebounded. Rayner. He can go to Moffat if he wants to. He does. Good cross ice pass. And now threading their way through the slot. The Sharks have greater traffic. Ruck. Nice zigzag. He goes to the slot. He has space, but he's forced back. Lodge. Steadying things now for the Sharks as the penalty is almost killed off for McLean in 2-1, and it's killed off. Again, great defensive play for the Sharks to kill off that penalty. Although they have conceded a couple of short-handed goals during this game. Holman and McLean. Holman breaks free, but sliding in brilliantly was the skipper in Lodge. Defended well. Forcing Miles to turn that one over. And as the cherry picker, here comes Langell, deep in the slot. Oh, from point-blank range and misses. Goodness gracious me, you don't see that every day. Langell fired up, he's got that puck back onto Zoo. Ricochet off a couple of Vikings defenders. One of them is Sedenko. Sedenko rebounds it. Onto Miles. Backhanded to Rayner. Another backhander, but it backfires. And the Sharks have possession of it. On the sideboards, bouncing off Piefer. Open ice pass, it's onto the defensive goal line. Booton having that chance for Natman. Natman out-checking his opponent, Langell there. Levesque rebounding off McDonald. Finds some space in the slot. He goes for the tip-in, and Levesque gets it. That's another one for Johan Levesque. And another late consolation for the Vikings. They've scored 3 in this last period alone. And they've trimmed down the deficit 5-7 on the CD Dodd scoreboard as we go to the CD Dodd replay of that. Fine solo effort from Levesque. He had Spencer as a backup inside the slot, but he elected to go inside himself onto the doorstep. And thank you very much, he says. That was a great solo goal. Face-off being won by the Sharks. They're wanting one more themselves. Williams onto Atkins, looking for a double. Doesn't get it. Plays it off the end boards behind the goal line. Williams, clever backhander onto Maybe. Shoots, and Booton with a very good save and a few words being exchanged. Atkins and Piefer, and referees just telling them to calm it down as we go to the CD Dodd replay. As we see here, a little bit of scuffling going on. But look at that backhander from Williams, setting up Radcliffe Smith it was. And there you see Piefer and Atkins still exchanging some barbs. The referee just ordering them to get on with it. We've only got 40 seconds to go. The scoreline being 7-5 in favour of the Sharks. Natman. Ricochet off Spencer and on the end boards, but it eventually comes out to McDonald. McDonald barges his way past McDonald, looking for the wrist shot. Levesque aiming for a hat-trick. Doesn't get it. 30 seconds to go. Vikings doing everything they can to keep the puck locked in that attacking zone. Could have a chance for a tie, but it doesn't look like it. Down to 10 seconds. Spencer, deep in the slot, scrambling for it. Dewar goes down low, and players going down left, right, and centre as the clock stops at 4 seconds. Dewar, Piefer, and Ratcliffe Smith are the players involved in that scramble, and we'll have one more face-off as we go to the CD Dodd replay and check out what happened. Players converging heavily inside that low slot, looking for that opportunity. But there, Dewar, Piefer, and Ratcliffe Smith going down like 10 pins. And we'll have the last bit of action in this game. Face-off won by the Sharks. Atkins plays it out. McDonald shoots from way out yonder, but there's the buzzer. And the Sharks are big winners. 5-7, and for at least a couple of hours, they will be in 4th place, depending on what the Blackhawks do against the Flyers Orange a little later. But this was a well-deserved win for the Sharks. They've come into good form at the right time. Players like Lodge, Ruck, and also Oscar Zoo, Lachlan Atkins and Brock Williams all playing some great ice hockey just when they needed it. And a well-earned win for them. And the Sharks, they go up to 13 points, and they will finish off from their 18 games with a record of 5 wins, 10 losses, and 3 ties, and 13 points at their disposal. No doubt they'll be watching the second game with great intent to see if they can stay in 4th place. For the Vikings, well, a disappointing end to the preliminary rounds. Their last 3 games, 2 losses and a tie. And they stay on 17 points, but their goal difference will take a bit of a hit. And they'll go into the semi-final next week against the Flyers Orange, dented in confidence, but they are needing a massive improvement in attack and defence because, to be frank, it was literally all over the place all throughout that game. They were more disciplined in patches, but it's their defensive play in that first period was a little all over the shop, and they allowed plays like Lodge, McLean and Ruck to keep in front of the puck and get those second chances inside that offensive zone. That does it for the first game, and it was a ruthless display by the Sharks, who've really come into some great form. Their 5th win and getting them up to 4th place. But will they stay in 4th, or will they lose it to the Blackhawks? Because the second game sees the Blackhawks, last year's grand finalists, have it all on the line against the Flyers Orange. Who will take that one out? Well, we look forward to your company in about 15-20 minutes time for Game 2. The Blackhawks and the Flyers Orange in round 24 for the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. On behalf of Ryan, Bailey, Matt, Jordan and everyone at Front Row Screens, this is Paul Persick wishing you a very good evening, but we'll see you in 15 minutes for Game 2 of round 24, where the Blackhawks take on the Flyers Orange. But here in Game 1, it's the Sharks, big winners, 7-5 over the Northern Vikings.